follow the video, try and copy it the best you can, and then we can work through some detail. So the stances are horse stance, dingjamal, horse stance, to a dingjamal, wedge stance, back into a horse stance, shift your weight back across to a cat stance, jumal, back to a horse, over to a jumal, cat stance the other way, back to a horse, and we use a stealing step, talma, back into a horse stance, talma, back to a horse stance, and we go into a kneeling horse, lokoima, through a horse stance, kneeling horse again, and then back to a horse stance. Now we're going to look at this in a closer detail, looking at each stance and trying to find what we call central equilibrium. Now central equilibrium is the middle point, the point where you have potential to go to one extreme or another. Somewhere in the middle gives you options. We'll talk about this in a moment. So how to do a correct horse stance. It's normally, for me, it's about 1 meter's distance. We go toes, heels, straighten up, and it should look square and level. And you can see now the image of the bone structure makes right angles when you look from the front. The hips level, relaxed in its middle position. So from the side now you can see the central equilibrium, and then when I took underneath, that's one extreme, and an anterior tilt the other way, it's the other extreme. Now we always try and keep a middle point whenever we practice the stances, so that we can go to one extreme if we choose to, or go to the other. So we go halfway when we train. When we use the strikes or the blocks, we then apply application and we adjust the hip accordingly. So from the front now you can see a horse stance in its extremes as well, raising the hip to one side or to the other side. You can try this now with different stances. It's a little bit harder with the wedge stance, the dingjamal, because it already puts you in a slightly anterior tilt position. So when you push it to your maximum, you can only get it so far underneath. You'll see you can find a middle point. If you take your legs longer and wider or too wide in this stance, it forces you permanently to be in an anterior pelvic tilt position, which then restricts your ability to move quickly or to put power into your strikes. Same with the cat stance. If the hip's too high, you can kick with less power, but you can kick faster. If it's low, then you can kick through with more power. It reduces your ability to step. It makes for telegraph movements. So try and find the hip in a central position with cat stance as well. Obviously, same goes again for the stealing step. Not the extreme one or the other, but find that middle point. And actually it's very good to practice these at home, going from one stance to the other, driving the hip to its extreme. It's good training, good strengthening. It's going to help stretch out the muscles and help coordinate you up. So go back, practice those drills, try and hold each position and move the hip in that position too.